mind blown. Bad hair. I braided my beard. Don't worry, I didn't cut it. So I'm in Cancun. And I know everybody else has been at this party for a few months, but I've been in like naked beach bubble reality. And I'm like, oh, everything is closed. There's no one on the streets anywhere. Everything is closed. Oh, look, even the gigantic hotel chains are closed. Like, what the fuck is this? They like board up the lobby front. That's kind of mind blowing to me. I saw another hotel down the road that was like that. I had a very nice morning today. I was naked on the beach. They've got my protection necklace on. I was naked on the beach. God, look at this shit. Doing Qigong with my friends. And then I went back to the hotel and I had asked the lady who runs the hotel to give me 300 pesos back because I had overpaid for a night and I had overpaid for like 2 water things that I wasn't going to use. And she's like totally greedy, but I was amazed that she didn't give it back last night, but she gave it back this morning without much hassle. And after Qigong and I went and I finished just throwing the rest. I showered, washed my hair because it was all thick with saltwater goo and what all the dog shit and whatever else is in the water there. My hair just looks so fried right now. Sorry about that. Wow. I'm totally tripping off on this kind of architecture of being like, wow, I'm in a Mexican city with no people around. There's no people, but there's some good artwork, you know. It's very different than when I was in Mexico City. I'm so grateful that I got to go to Mexico City when it was open, when it was alive, when there were people and stuff happening, because everything is asleep now. Everything is asleep now. And I guess you guys all know this because you guys have all been living in this version of reality. So I went after like showering and getting my stuff together. I left Shambhala and I went to Cafe Orale, which is a very nice place that I ate often. Oh, Tony, I thought you were drumming. You're already done with your drumming? Hi, Tony. Yeah, I was going to send you a picture. Yeah, I guess this is Cancun. I kind of thought Cancun would be worse than this. When I looked at the pictures, they were like just all these nightmare tourist things. And I was like, oh no, nightmare tourist things. But this is Mexico. I mean, it looks like Mexico. It's Mexico. It's not like fake Mexico. It's not Disney Mexico. Las Vegas, Mexico. It's just Cancun. But maybe it's just the neighborhood I'm in. I'm not like super downtown. There's some beautiful trees. Anyway, and then after having the delicious breakfast of his like deep fried French toast and just hugging everybody goodbye, it was lovely. I got in a taxi, and of course things in the taxi were like, oh yeah, you can't, we hit a roadblock. We had to wear our face masks. Oh, I should put my face mask on while I'm talking to you. I'm sorry. We had to wear our face masks to go through the roadblocks. And then we got to a place that wasn't even a roadblock. It was just like on the freeway or whatever their version of a freeway was. Oh, that fell off. That was a cute little mask that some nice local woman had made and I bought for 20 pesos. We got stopped and they were like, you can't go to Puerto Escondido. And I was like, you can't go to Puerto Escondido. And, once they finally let us go, the driver was like, he was looking for a big tip and you didn't give it to him. And I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot to bribe him. But it was nice. Like, I've heard this story a couple times that, like, people will stop you and expect you to give them a big tip. And if you don't, they just eventually let you go. Like, but for people whose mind is like, oh, money solves everything, then they're like, yeah, you could give us money. That'd be great. Anyway, I wasn't that person. So look, there's the Avenida Chichen Itza and the Oxxo. There's an Oxxo like every 5 blocks in the Mexico cities. Oh, there's a Church's Chicken over there. Yeah, I can't say I'm a big fan of the Oxxo. It's like 7-Eleven or something. It's everywhere. I'm going to walk back. I just ordered some food. I'm not like going to talk a lot. Oh, well, happy to have dinner with you, Mark. But anyway, so when I got to the airport, my first impression, like I was so relaxed. And this is something I noticed when I got back from Thailand last year to New York, I was so relaxed. I was just like, I'm so relaxed. And in the airport, like, you know, again, most of you probably haven't been flying, but you've had to deal with supermarkets and whatever the fuck else in real life you have to deal with. We have to fill out health reports. You know, have you had a cough? Have you been around anybody that you know that was verified as having COVID-19? And like everybody in the airport had a mask on, and a lot of people had like face guards, like those big plastic face shields. And I was like, holy shit, this feels so tense and scared. And, you know, I don't know if a lot of you think or feel like this, but when you walk into a room, you kind of resonate with all the energy fields of everybody else who's in there and the emotional fields. So like if people's emotions are like watery ambient auras that are just emanating from them, you just kind of bathe in that when you get around a lot of people. So being in like Nude Beach Town, like that was pretty chill. Being in the airport was not chill. There was like high level. Yeah, it's a new weird existence now. This is the reality. We're in high. I was talking with my brother a little bit, and he was just like, oh, and then maybe the antibodies don't, and then maybe this and maybe that. And I was like, you know, the jury is out yet. We haven't decided what consensus reality is going to be, but what we do know is that it's changing, and that's really exciting. It's a wonderful opportunity. I can't say I'm an optimist. I can't say I'm expecting something great to happen, but I'm definitely aware that there's a possibility that something great could happen. At least something better than what we've been living through. But, you know, growing pains, right? Transitions are hard. We're all going to be like floundering around a little bit, being like, what? And then it will be better. Or something. It'll definitely be different. Yeah, so I flew from Puerto Escondido to Mexico City, and my initial flight was to fly out tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. to go to Cancun. But that flight got canceled yesterday, and they moved me to a later flight. And I asked them when I got to the airport, I was like, are you sure that later flight is going to go? Because it would have left me only 1 hour to make my connection to my New York flight. And he's like, no, we're not sure. And I said, there's another flight from your airline going to Cancun tonight in an hour. Do you think I could get on that? And he said, well, we can't help you get on that, but if you want to get on that, you can go down. That's kind of cool mosaic, right? Hidden away underneath some whatever. And the only reason I'm staying on this main street is I just ordered some food and I have to walk around because you can't eat in any of the restaurants. You have to take it away. Para llevar, solo para llevar. So I'm going to go back and pick up that food. What was I saying? I was talking about something and my ears are popping. Right, so I had to run through the airport with all my luggage to the check-in desk. Because the desk I was talking to, for some reason, couldn't do this. I had to go to the check-in desk, and the guy's like, I don't know if you can do that. You have to talk to the service counter. So I talked to the service counter, and the service counter people were like, yeah, I guess we can get you on that flight, because we're not sure if the flight tomorrow is going to go. And I'd be like, you know, just see if you can put me on that flight. So he talked to the check-in guy, and there was like 5 minutes left to get me on the flight. So they changed everything. They didn't charge me any extra money. They put me on the flight, and then I had to run back to the gate to get on the flight. And then the health report I had filled out in Puerto Escondido wasn't good in Mexico City. I had to fill out something on the internet. And I don't know if I did it wrong or something, but they were all just like, oh, now you have to see a doctor before you can go through security. So I had to wait. I was kind of freaking out. I was like, you know, try not to freak out, Dominic. It's not beneficial to freak out. Just chill. Just wait. And they were like, 1 minute. And I'm like, it's been 10 and the plane is leaving in like a half hour. So come on. And eventually they came and they asked me like, have you had a fever? You know, and they were all like pointing their fever guns at me. Have you had a fever? Have you had a cough? Have you had any aches? And I'm like, no, I'm fine. And then they let me go. I got on the plane. I watched a very silly movie that a friend of mine had made costumes for, written by Max Landis, who I talked about a while ago. I like his sense of fantasy. It's unfortunate that he's kind of a horrible person with other people, but at least when he's a horrible person with characters and stories that he makes movies out of, they're at least entertaining. Max Landis. Wow, so this is the hotel I'm staying in tonight. This is the hotel I'm staying in tonight. It is full-on caricature of Mexican goodness. I booked a cheaper place through a website, and when I tried to contact the hotel. They said, oh no, we're not open, we're closed. We'll get them to refund your money somehow. And I was like, great, thanks. So I called this hotel and they said, yeah, you can come by here, we're open. And it's a hotel and spa, but the spa is closed. And I am in this room right above this. Look, it's got all these, what do you call it? Nautical words or Mayan words. There's nice mosaics on the ground out front. It's a very cute place. I mean, it is a little Disney. This is maybe the Disney Cancun I was expecting. And so I'm staying in the Disney Cancun tonight with those little word tongues sticking out of the walls. And there's a nice little nondescript hotel across the street. But if everything goes according to plan, you know, I was kind of prepared because I had read some reviews. There were taxi drivers at the airport trying to give me a special rate of round trip from the airport to my hotel and back for only 700 pesos or 800 pesos. And I was like, no. So I got 200 pesos to get down here, which is still kind of silly because I was paying 200 pesos a night in Oaxaca, but Oaxaca's cheap. So anyway, I'm going to get my tacos and eat and probably watch some stupid movies. I think I've basically told the story, unless you guys want to see anything else. But I thought I'd check in. Hi, love you. Hopefully I sleep well tonight because I didn't sleep well last night. And then hopefully I can get on an airplane to the United States of America tomorrow. I guess that'll be great fun. We'll see. Much love to you. Chat later.